stone. Rains a week. And we can't get any ammunition now up to the front lines at Sugarloaf Hill. Why? What's that? It's very muddy. Matter of fact, they're bringing bulldozers up to try to clear it, and they're getting stuck. So basically, for a week, it's a standstill. So on May 21st, 1945, a major rainstorm hits Okinawa. It lasts more than a week, and American bulldozers and other vehicles become stuck in the heavy mud, and the pursuit of the Japanese to the Pacific comes to a halt, as Americans must carry all their ammunition by hand. Well, the weather clears, and the Americans again mobilize, and they start to pursue the Japanese towards the Pacific. Of those 100,000 Japanese, Charles, that started, how many are dead by this time? Half. Half. Exactly right. 50,000 Japanese have been killed during this assault of Sugarloaf Hill and the Shuri line. 50,000. How many we lost, approximately? 4,000. 4,000 total. That's what it's going to be. 4,000 Americans have been lost. 50,000 Japanese. Now, what's the Japanese strategy, Aaron? When we started this thing, what was their strategy? To do what? So they wouldn't do what? Yeah, you know what the strategy is now? After that, after the Shuri line's been crossed by the Japanese, we are going to hold out as long as we can to give the mother country time to prepare for this attack that's coming. You see the difference? First of all, their goal is to run them out so they wouldn't invade. Now their goal is to hang on as long as they can so the mother country can prepare for the upcoming invasion by the American troops. Does that make sense? So their strategy changes. After being beat back past the Shuri line, the Japanese strategy goes from that of let's run the Americans off the island by inflicting damage and casualties to, by God, we'll hang on as long as we can so the mother country can prepare for the invasion that no doubt is coming now. That was the difference. Well, during this retreat from Sugarloaf Hill back to the Pacific, they estimated that 1,000 Japanese soldiers were killed per day. 1,000 a day during the retreat back by the Japanese. They were trying to hold out as long as they could to give the mother country time to prepare, and they were losing soldiers at about 1,000 a day. Now, what were these guys doing? They just turned around hightailing. Where were they finding these Japanese soldiers? In the hills and caves. And so General Bruckner came up with the strategy to take care of those Japanese that were hiding themselves in caves. And he called the strategy blowtorch and corkscrew. He called the strategy blowtorch and corkscrew. This is the strategy to get the Japanese out of the caves. So one of them is pretty self-explanatory. What did they do to get them out of the caves or not get them out? They didn't care. Remember those big blowtorches you saw in Saving Private Ryan where the bullet hit that guy's gas tank and it blew him up? They had these gas tanks strapped to their back and they had these, looks like rifles that shot flame for a long distance. And they did that so they could get these Japanese out of these bunkers. Well, what they did is they went to these caves and they just stuck it down there and burned them out. Or burn them up. One of the two. Either they came out because they were getting burned to death or they more likely stayed there and met their fate. That's one way they dealt with it. What would be another way they would deal with it? Instant burial. Throw bombs. Would throw bombs, explosives down in the caves, blow up, either kill them. If it didn't kill them, what did it do? Buried them. American General Bruckner referred to that strategy in Okinawa as blow, torch, and corkscrew. So, kiddos, I'm going to enlighten you by showing you a video of this. It's pretty good. And I want you to pay attention to your notes and maybe note some things I didn't mention, because I didn't mention everything in detail, because the movie is very, very good. It's a documentary. It is the exact footage from Okinawa at the time with great explanations. So this is what we'll watch the rest of the period. Make sure you're paying attention to what it's saying.